Hello again to our introductory lesson on the FOIL method by me, Scott Krametbauer. In this particular presentation, we're going to go over a few more complicated examples, as well as having some problems for you to work on at the very end. So let us get back into the FOIL method here. This time out, we're going to go through a few extra examples. We're going to start with the example quantity x plus 4 times the quantity x plus 4. So, once again, we have our first terms, x times x, which equals x squared. Our outer terms are x times 4, which equals 4x. Our inner terms are 4 times x, which is again 4x. And finally, our last terms are 4 times 4, which is equal to 16. This gives us a result of x squared plus 4x plus 4x plus 16. Again, combining the like terms together, we get x squared plus 8x plus 16. For our next example, we're going to use the quantity x minus 6 times the quantity x plus 6. So once again, our first terms, x times x, we get x squared. Our outer terms are x times 6, which equals 6x. Our inner terms are negative 6 times x, or negative 6x. And finally, our last terms are a negative 6 times a positive 6, which gives us a negative 36. Putting these together, we get x squared plus 6x minus 6x minus 36. But in this case, when we combine our like terms, the positive 6 and negative 6 both cancel each other out completely. So we're left with x squared minus 36. This particular problem represents a special case of polynomials known as a difference of squares. You'll want to remember this one for the future reference. So for our next example, we're going to throw a little bit more complication in there. We're going to actually put coefficients on our x terms, but the method remains exactly the same. So in this case, we have our first terms of 2x and 3x. 2x times 3x simply gets us 6x squared. Our outer terms are 2x and 5. 2x times 5 is 10x. Our inner terms are 2 and 3x. 2 times 3x is equal to 6x. And our last terms are 2 and 5. 2 times 5 is equal to 10. Combine it all together, we get 6x squared plus 10x plus 6x plus 10. Combining our like terms, we get 6x squared plus 16x plus 10. So, even adding coefficients, it's still the same method, still the same everything else. All we end up with is a coefficient from the x squared term, really. So let's continue. So here we are at the first set of practice problems. Go ahead and simplify the following problems. Of course, as always, all work needs to be shown. You can do this in either a Word document, and then go ahead and just attach that document to an email and send that to me to get credit. Or you can, of course, solve these problems by hand. Once you're done, again, scan them and attach the resulting file to an email and send it to me. Again, go ahead and pause the video now, and when you're done, we'll move on to the next slide. Okay, here we are. Here are some additional sample problems to work through. These are a little bit more complicated than the previous problems, but the same rules all apply. Go ahead and work through these. Pause the video when you're ready, and when you're done, go ahead and resume the video, and we can definitely go over or definitely go to the next slide, which has one additional problem for you to perform. So go ahead and pause the video now. Okay, here is one more practice problem. In this problem, I want you to explain in your own words how you would go about using the FOIL method to simplify the following expression: the quantity x plus 3 times the quantity x minus 1. Of course, after you get done describing it in your own words, go ahead and perform the simplification. Again, feel free to pause the problem while you write down the answer, and then when you're ready, resume the video and we'll move on to the next slide. Here are some challenge problems. Now, I am not going to make you do these problems. However, for additional practice, I do recommend doing these. If you want to go ahead and do them and work through these problems and turn them in, I'll be more than happy to give you any feedback that you may want, so that you're ready to take the assessment here coming up very shortly. Again, I'm not going to make you do these, but if you want to go ahead and pause the video right now, you can definitely work through these and send them in with the rest of your assignment. And one additional practice page you can go to is I found a nice and fun game online that you can definitely go ahead and try out for some additional practice. Obviously, no grades here, but it is fun to play, and it definitely will test your ability to use the FOIL method, so I do recommend it. Again, this is just to give you some additional practice before you move on to the final exam, which we will be going to very shortly. Okay, here you go. Here is the page for the final exam. Of course, not only do you have the link here, but you do also have the link in the website itself that you can go to the final exam. Now, I do want to mention one little detail. Unfortunately, the testing software does not permit for the use of superscripts. So in the case of x squared, I listed the results as x caret 2 instead. So in the case of the following example, where you have 2x squared plus 4x minus 4, it will be listed as 2x caret 2 plus 4x minus 4. The caret is just a calculator's example of how to put in a squared figure, so it is perfectly normal. However, in this case, this is the method I had to use because, again, I do not have, the testing software did not allow for superscripts. Same answer, same meaning, same everything else. It just looks a little different from what I've been doing currently. simply due to the limitations of the software. Just like before, when you're done, you do get the option of downloading the certificate as a PDF file. Email that PDF file to me, and I will then record your test results. So go ahead and take the exam as soon as you're ready, and let me know how you do. Take care.